from the jersey, it's the first half, and we done dropped 30. We just underscoring them, boy, man.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Indianapolis Colts
and the Las Vegas Raiders.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Ellinger throwing to start out. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
This is Jonathan Taylor.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Ellinger to throw.
And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell. And it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
To throw is Ellinger. that is incomplete.
That's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on third down. And third down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a fourth down.
To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give him a good 10 yards on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Drop, 17. Go, 38.
First down, Love to pass. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Raiders at 5-3 now on the year. They coming off the loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple of months, CD. 5 wins in their last 8 games.
And they only scored 7 points in their last game, and that's absolutely not going to cut it in the NFL because points, they have to be scored in order to win. They've got to find a way to generate some more offense.
Second down, Jacobs once more. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way. This defense has passed its first two tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Here's Ellinger.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Varman.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception, Love.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for second and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it third manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing. Love. Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Throwing on 2nd and 3.
Ellinger.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Now Ellinger.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
offense for Las Vegas, about set to begin the drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Off the play fake, Love. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
First and 10, Taylor now. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They go play action. Now Ellinger. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Look at end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Colts have taken the lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and the lead is now 10-7.
Raiders 7.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And Hall not going to bring this one out. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Second down, Jacobs once more. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So on fourth down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He'll get this off to Taylor. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Ellinger to throw on first down. Pass out left, caught by Woods. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Four yards remain for second down. Working out of the shotgun is Ellinger. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On second down, Ellinger. And he's got Pierce. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Delivers another one to Pierce. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Second down and goal. Ellinger looking for Pierce, and he's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Looking deep for Adams. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. On play action. Ellinger. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Ellinger to throw on 1st and 10 here. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Jacobs going to try the middle. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, Love to throw. Got a man open, it's Darren Waller. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 30. Love looking to throw it. That's going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Devontae Adams, 30 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. That's a nice explosive play there, and this defense told us we have to have our eyes right on their RPO sets, and they did not have their eyes right.
I love that term, eyes right, meaning they have to be in the proper place and read your keys. And a smart thinking guy running an offense can see when you break down on that, and he took full advantage of it.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back to Taylor on first down. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Ultra. Go ultra.
First down, going to the air with Love. Escaping the pressure right. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Love. Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Able to find Waller, that's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Looking deep for Adams. And incomplete on the deep ball. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Love. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Working out of the gun. Love. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here we go.
And the question now, can they get closer on third down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. Throwing. Love. He finds his man. Complete. It's Jacobs. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And that's one of those calls where you play it safe, but you're hoping that maybe something might spring for you because instead of forcing ball downfield on 3rd and long, maybe you can hit them with something underneath, break a tackle or two, pick up a block, and see what happens. Now here, though, good job reading the screen, and it sets up right there.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Off the play fake, here's Ellinger. flush to his right. This pass caught. It's Woods. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Quick throw into the hands of Pittman. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Ellinger. Throw left side complete. That's Woods. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. So 3rd down and a field goal from here will be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
On 1st and 10, here's Ellinger. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Ellinger. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter play. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. They go play action. Now Ellinger. And this is going to be intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And the Raiders are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back in Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Love. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense, say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
Here we go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Love. Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep for Adams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And a short gain here down to the 22. Second down and 7. From the gun, here's Ellinger. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. He had the interception woes in regulation, and now they carry over into overtime. And on the other side, CD, all they need is a field goal to win it.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Brandon, because he has not been sharp all game long. He's been rather loose with some of his passes, and this one might cost him the ball game.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw now, here's Love. taken down. Back in his own 7.
Right, 97. Shot. 17.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. Backed up deep in their own territory, they were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some breathing room. Obviously, that helps them on offense, but it may help their defense, too. Might be necessary here in OT.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. Julian Blackmon bringing him down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Glove. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On play action. Love to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Love now. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
One advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Jacobs now. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end. So this one a victory for the Raiders. So for Las Vegas, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.